Hey, I'm Tim. I've been photographing weddings for nearly 20 years, and there's one question that most couples ask me, and it's should we see each other before the ceremony or wait until the ceremony of our wedding day to see each other? So they're asking, should we do a first look or should we not? And it's really not a yes or no answer. It's really up to you. It's your wedding day, it's your choice. I really emphasize this is your wedding day. You do what you want to do. Don't worry about tradition because there really isn't any tradition anymore. It's no longer, oh, yeah, everybody sees each other beforehand. Everybody sees each other right during the ceremony, walking down the aisle. There really is no tradition anymore. And over the past 20 years, it really hasn't been that tradition. It's been about 50-50 split of people that see each other beforehand and people that don't. But I like to kind of explain it to people. My personal opinion, just to tell you up front, I think it's critical that you see each other beforehand. And let me explain why. Traditionally speaking, if you see each other during the ceremony for the first time, typically, groom's going to be standing up front and the bride walks up. A lot of times it's one of those moments where you're both like a deer in headlights. You know, he's standing up there, he's extremely nervous. He barely even has a clue what's going on because he's so nervous. People are looking at him. You're walking up the aisle, you're nervous because everybody's staring at you. And then you walk up, there's the handoff, and then you get right into your ceremony. You don't talk, you don't hug, you don't do anything. It's straight into ceremony. Then you do your ceremony. Then there's pictures after. Then you might do some sort of receiving line, talk to your guests for a minute, do more pictures, and the day goes crazy from there. The alternative is if you do a first look, here's how I do it. I'm sure different photographers do it different ways, but this is the way I do it. I will take the two of you and we'll be in some area off somewhere remote, right? Somewhere with privacy at least. It could be outside the church, but in a private area. It could be at a park. It could be wherever. Wherever it would be predetermined. So what I do is I set the groom up and I say, here, you have him in a perfect spot, nice privacy. Tell him to face away. And then I say, here's the deal. I'll give him some instructions and be like, when you hear your name, that's your cue to turn around. And I say, don't look at me. You don't need to worry about me being here. This is your moment together. And then I go grab the bride, bring her in, set her up about 10 to 15 feet behind him. And then I get some photos. I give her some instructions, tell her kind of what to expect and what to do. And I tell her the same thing. This is your moment. You don't look at me. You don't worry about me. I work on your cue. I will just be in the background. And I get a few photos really quick. I sit back. I don't need to be up there. I got lenses that'll take me right up there without being there. And I just simply tell her, when you're ready, go ahead and say his name. And I'm in the background. And it's really just the two of you. And then you say his name and he turns around. There's nobody but you in front of him. There's nobody but him in front of you. So what happens is when he turns around and sees you, there aren't people staring at him. It's just you. And what that gets is a genuine, pure reaction. And I don't mean to oversell it, but this is genuinely a really huge moment. And he turns around, sees you for the first time. You get that genuine expression. He doesn't have to worry about what people think. He doesn't have to worry about anything. And then you get to do that too, right? And then what happens from there? He gets to walk up to you and tell you how beautiful you look. And you get to walk up to him and tell him how handsome and how amazing he looks. So you already get that interaction. In a couple, you get a chance to hug. Some people kiss, some people don't. Just because they want to be the first kiss when they're saying their I do's. But you get to have that moment together with nobody around, no pressure. I'm in the background snapping photos. I don't say a thing. This isn't my moment. This is just my opportunity to capture this amazing moment. I work off your cue. When you guys are ready and you guys look at me, I like to go right into photos from there. take maybe 10, 15 minutes and get some really great photos. And why is that? Because think about it. First of all the pressure, like you can breathe, all the pressure's off. You guys are together to spend the day together. And all your emotions are brand new. They're all fresh. You're excited. You got a permagrin going, smiling ear to ear. I love to go into photos there because you get really, really amazing photos. The other big piece of that is you're no longer spending your day avoiding each other. So if you do your first look, maybe a couple hours or whatever before your ceremony, you actually get to spend time together, enjoying your day together, versus we're avoiding each other all day until a 3 o'clock ceremony or 4. Some people do 4 o'clock ceremony or even later. So you're spending most of your day away from each other. But the really important piece of that first look together is that genuine reaction with each other, that moment to spend with each other, and the photos that you can never recreate. And there's been times where I've had brides come up to me and be like, oh my gosh, I did not expect that reaction from him. I've actually had someone say, I've never seen him cry before. I've never even seen him tear up. And that first look had him tearing up. It's a very powerful moment, and that's not something you can recreate. So if you compare that first look and that moment together, compare that to the earlier example of seeing each other for the first time walking down the aisle. And then I say, just compare the two. Which would you rather have? There's no right or wrong, but which would you rather have, right? And I personally, I think that it's like I said, it's absolutely critical to have that first look moment in those photos, and the memories and everything you get out of that. So anyway, when couples ask me the question, should we see each other beforehand? I say it's completely up to you, but here's my take on it. You make the decision. You just let me know. If you guys have any questions or any insight or any additional comments on this, feel free to let me know. All right, have a good one.